This is a quick little tech tip video. I'm laying under the race car here, just inspecting the bottom end, and I decided to check these oil squirters because on my new engine I actually had one that was stuck, so it was a good catch before putting it together. These oil squirters have a little valve in them that open at around 20 psi, so at idle these squirters shouldn't be spraying at all, and then once the oil pressure comes up they should start spraying. This is what keeps your oil pressure from dropping drastically at idle. So this engine always had low oil pressure at idle. And then, I just thought the oil's really hot. It's a race car. I'm like beating on it as hard as possible. But, the pan's off. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to check them. So this is how I did it. This is the crossover tube, of course. Put this in backwards. So now that's hanging there, and you can literally just blow into the whole oil system. So make sure obviously the head is on, make sure everything's sealed up. But check this out. See, listen if I cover it. So it's just that one. So I actually do have a stuck oil squirter, which is why this thing gets down to like 10 psi oil pressure at idle, with some pretty tight clearances. So that's just an easy check you can do. My mouth is full of oil now from blowing into that, but it's pretty easy. Just turn the crossover tube backwards, stick it in, blow into it. If you hear a leak, it's your oil squirters usually, and then if you cover the tip of it, then you'll be able to hear or figure out which one it is. It's a little ball and spring in there that's supposed to open at 20 psi. So I already cleaned this one out, but it was just the ball was just stuck down in there. So what happens is, the squirter is from way back, and then years ago, spun a bearing in this engine and then never really checked it, but the idle oil pressure was definitely low because of this. Luckily this was cylinder number 3, because you can only access cylinders 1, 2, and 3 with the crank in the car. If number 4 was stuck, then the crank has to come out to access it because the reluctor wheel is in the way. But yeah, that's how you check and fix that.